What's up, everybody? Dog 1985. There's levels to this. All right, guys. This is now day 4 with my Asus ROG Ally. Like I told you guys previously, if you guys have any questions on this device, go ahead and leave them in the comment section, and I will try to answer them as best as possible. I am not a tech YouTuber. I'm not a tech guru. I'm just a simple person that wanted to buy this product and I like video games. So there you have it. So now day 4. If you haven't watched day 2 or day 3, go back and watch those videos. And now let me tell you my experience with day 4, because today I tried to do something pretty amazing with this product. But it didn't quite work exactly how I wanted it to. But first, let's get to the questions that were asked last video. So, shout out to all of you that left questions. If I missed your questions, like I said, leave them in this comment section here of this video. Hopefully, I'll get to them. First question I got was, Doc, can you talk about the build of the Asus ROG Ally? So, the actual physical build. Yes, I can. It's actually very simple. This is, for all intensive purposes, a very well built product. Now, like I said in my previous video, if you are purchasing this product right now, you have to understand that you are part of the quality control, part of the test sites, part of the experiment to see how well this thing is going to do. Version 2 of this, version 3 of this, version 4 of this is probably going to be better. So even though this is very well built, like I'm trying to make it flex, it's not going to flex. The plastic is a nice hard plastic. It looks really nice. There are some things that could be better. For instance, the joysticks are they feel very loose. There's not enough tension in them. I wish they had more tension. So much so that I even contemplated whether or not I wanted to buy what they call the tension rings from Control Freaks. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Another design flaw that this has is that if you go like this, you can actually see, you probably can't see it in the camera, but you can see inside the system. I mentioned it in my previous video. So that's another build thing that I didn't like. But besides that, the buttons feel good. The triggers feel good. I'm not a fan of where these buttons in the back are placed. I know some people do like them. I can't stand them. I hate that they're back there. I just like that they're very difficult to accidentally press. Like, you're not going to accidentally press those things, you know. But besides that, build quality, I would have to give this a build quality of an A. Can't give it an A plus, but definitely an A. The screen looks beautiful. It's really well built. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. Software now is it's a different animal on the software side of things. Okay, not bad, but definitely has bugs since it's a Windows PC. Second question I got asked. Sorry about that. I done scared myself. Second question I got asked. Y'all know I don't edit nothing out. Is, can you play Apex Legends on this console? Shout out to my man David. He also asked that question. The answer is yes. So David, I wanted to show you something. I didn't just see your question and say yes. I actually downloaded Apex Legends on the console, or on the Asus ROG Ally. I don't want to keep calling this thing a console because it's actually a PC more than it is a console. And there it is right there, Apex Legends. And yes, you can play Apex Legends on this. Now, the second question that David had with Apex Legend is he wanted to know if my son could play it and was he still, good playing it on this console. So David knows that my son is really good at Apex Legends. He's actually he's a diamond player right now. I'm currently a silver 3. But my son played it, and my son did have some pretty harsh critiques about this. But I think they were very accurate. My son was having a rough time playing it. I'm not gonna lie. Wasn't being able to hit his shots. He put his sensitivity the same way that he put on the PS5. and he was frustrated that the buttons were not reacting like he wanted it to react. So for instance, he plays as a Pathfinder, and he's constantly grappling and sliding and hitting crouch and everything, and it just wasn't working for him. He plays really fast. When I play Apex Legends, if I'm gonna crouch, it's literally after 5 minutes of being shot, and I probably should have crouched a long time ago, and I'm moving at the pace of a snail. So that's why I'm not that good. Whereas for him, everything becomes instincts. Okay. He also mentioned something that I haven't noticed, even though I've played with this the most, is that the buttons are very close together. And they actually are, if you look at it compared to a regular controller, these buttons are a little bit closer. So, for instance, I could literally, with my thumb, cover up half of every single button just by putting it in the center. Like half of every single button I can cover up. So that is fairly close. There's not a lot of distance between here and one button and another. So I can see how that can be an issue. As far as the actual performance, though, the game ran fine. The input lag or delay was not even there. Was not non-existent. The problem is joysticks do not feel like the same joysticks that you get with a regular controller, and the buttons as well is not the same. And you also have to remember when you're playing on this, okay, you are actually playing on a PC. What I mean is, in those lobbies, you're gonna be playing with PC players. So, yes, there's some PC players that play with controllers, but they're not playing with this. They're playing with the real controllers, the PS5 controller, the Xbox Series controllers. Some of them have controllers with paddles if they're playing with controllers on PC. There's not many people that are playing Apex Legends competitively on PC with something like this, so you're going to be placed at a huge disadvantage. So I would not recommend it if you're actually going to be playing ranked or stuff like that. But if you want to get your fix of Apex Legends, yes, it works, and yes, it runs extremely well. Another question that I got was, Doc, can you tell the difference on this screen between 1080p and 720p? So I went ahead and I tested that out. I tested that out with Atomic Heart, which is the game that I'm currently playing on this. And I can tell you that 720p on this screen still looks amazing. However, you can see the sharpness of 1080p. Is it that big of a deal? No, honestly, it's not. So if you wanted to play all your games at 720, then you definitely can, and the games are still gonna look great. My question would be, is that actually gonna increase battery life or performance, and to what degree is it gonna increase it? Atomic Heart on this thing already runs amazing, so there's no need for me to drop it to 720p. But if it's maybe a different game that's having a harder time to run, like maybe I'll re-download Redfall on this thing and see if Redfall can actually run on this thing at 720. Redfall can run on this, but it's running at 30 frames, and it's a rough play even on this. So that's why I uninstalled it. So that takes care of that. Build quality, spoke about that. Spoke about whether or not you could play Apex on this. Perfect. And then we just spoke about the 720p. Okay, so now let's get to what I tried to do today, which I was successful, but there's something that I need to talk about. So in my last video, I spoke about how this device doesn't have a lot of accessories right now on the market, or at least not a lot of reliable accessories. Let's just say that. There's a case out there for it, but Best Buy is sold out of the case, at least around my area. I can't get one. And there's also a dock for this. Now, the dock at my Best Buy was also sold out, and I couldn't see a way of ordering that official dock online. So what I did was I ordered a dock that belongs to the Steam Deck, which is this one here. Okay. Now, this dock, unlike the dock that Asus has, because the dock that Asus has, there's nothing to place it on, actually holds your Steam Deck. Your Steam Deck actually holds your Ally. Okay, I just say Steam Deck because it's a Steam Deck dock, and then it connects with this, And I'll show you guys the back. And you connect the power right there, HDMI right there, and this right here is a USB Bluetooth or connection that I have with a wireless keyboard that I purchased. Okay, but let me tell you, let me walk you through this now. Let me tell you what I wanted to do. I wanted to test out how this worked on a TV. Man, I had extremely high expectations for this working on a TV, and unfortunately, it did not meet my mark. But it's not the device's fault. It's Asus's fault, and I'm gonna explain why. Okay, this dock again is not meant for this. It's meant for the Steam Deck. Now, why does that matter? This is why. When you're playing this connected to a TV, you want it to be plugged in. You want power to go to the system. Now, this is the official charger that came with the Ally. This charger is a 65-watt charger, so it gives it all the power that it needs. So when you check, if you click on the turbo mode here, actually, let me see if I can zoom in for you. Okay, the turbo mode there is going to say, zoom in, 30. You see that? If I click on this in silent mode, 10 watts, 15 watts in performance mode, 30 watts in turbo mode. Okay, so that right there, the 30 watt turbo mode is what gets you the best performance of this thing. Okay, and it really does shine. Now I'm going to show you something. If I unplug this, okay, just like that, even though it said turbo mode there, I'm going to show you something now. I click on it. What does that turbo mode say now? It says 25. Now, the other one, silent, is still 10. Performance is still 15 watts. Again, you're looking at the watts, but the turbo mode is now 25. I don't know why that difference in just 5 watts makes a big difference. I remember my first video that I made, I said that I couldn't see the difference. Well, no, I can actually definitely tell the difference now. I see what the difference is. See, now I plugged it in, I hit that, and boom, it's back at 30 watts. Okay, that 5% watt makes a huge difference, especially when you're connecting this to a TV. So when you plug this official charger to this dock, and then you plug the dock to the Asus, something happens where the Ally does not recognize that it's still getting power from the 65. Now, I saw another YouTube video and the dude was talking about how it's because the dock itself pulls a little bit of juice. So because the dock pulls a little bit of juice, it doesn't give this the full 65 to the actual Ally. So I believed them, and I went out and I purchased this. This is a 140 watt. So I plugged this into the dock, which has more than enough headroom to then give this its 65. However, that still did not work. So this is what happened. When I plugged it into the TV, it worked, guys. Listen to what I'm saying. It worked, but it worked at the mobile turbo mode, which is fine when you're actually playing it mobile. You're gonna be perfectly fine when you're actually playing it mobile, like it runs well or everything, right? But when you have it connected to the TV, you're gonna want, I know I'm gonna want the best possible scenario. So unfortunately, it didn't meet my standards as far as being able to game with it on a TV with this dock. If you want to know where I got this dock, I got this from Amazon. Like, if you don't care about it, you can go ahead and get this dock from Amazon or some like it, and it'll work. Now, one of the things that I did was, as soon as you plug it in for the first time to the TV like that, to this dock, it's going to ask you, everything will show up on the TV, and then it will ask you which display do you want to use. I first used just a display of the TV, so then this literally gets all completely black and everything is on the TV. It's this, but it's on the TV. However, navigate, and I connected a Bluetooth controller. I connected my Series Elite 2 controller to this, okay, via Bluetooth. However, when that happens, how do you navigate through this? I wasn't thinking about that. You still have to be close to the TV and you still have to use, so these buttons still work even though this is blank, and you can navigate that way. So then what I decided to do was to duplicate the screens, but still I would still have to be close to this, which was this was close to the TV to navigate. So I went out to Best Buy and I bought this. This is the keyboard that I bought. It was only $27. And the reason I bought this one specifically is because it had the mouse trackpad. Now, let me tell you this. When I use this in conjunction with the Ally and I plugged it into the TV, it worked flawlessly. It literally was like having a giant TV, giant monitor in my living room. And I was blown away that this was the PC that was driving it. I could use the web browser. I could use everything. It became a regular PC. Okay. Now remember, I connected this to the actual dock. So since the dock is not connected, that's why you don't see it on screen. But if I was to connect the dock, I'm sure you'd be able to see the mouse and all that other stuff, whatever. Well, I would have to power the dock as well, and then it would work. You would see the mouse and all that other stuff. Okay. So if you're planning on having some type of a minimalistic PC setup, I mean, all you would need is this dock and a monitor, and boom, you're golden. It would be there. I, however, am going to wait until I connect this to my TV until I get my hands on the official Asus Ally docking station, which is not even a dock that holds the Ally. That's why I think they gave you the little cardboard stand. It's literally a dock. I saw it online. You just connect it to the power outlet, and then it just has a USB-C and it has a Type C charger so you connect. So that's all it is. Okay. But if you don't mind those 5 different watts, it's gonna work. You can use it. I had other issues as well as far as like audio latency issues between the dock and the TV and stuff like that. So it wasn't perfect, and I truly believe that it's because that dock wasn't the one meant for it. But if you want to use it as just simply a PC, a computer, yes. I also noticed that whenever I duplicated the screen, meaning this screen was on and whatever was on TV was on, it actually performed better than whenever I had this completely off and everything was going to the display. Now, again, I'm not a technical guy, so I'm not exactly sure why. Somebody out there might be able to explain it better. What I hypothesize is that because my TV is a 4K TV, it's trying to allocate resources to fill up that screen versus when you're just duplicating a screen, it's literally copying whatever the original screen is, the specs of the original screen, which is what it's meant for anyways. And I think that's why maybe it just runs better when you have the screens duplicated. Okay, but I don't know. Maybe somebody could tell me where I went wrong. Okay, so the dock, the dock works, doesn't work optimally, and I would not try it again like that. You know what I mean? I'm just being completely honest with you guys. Okay. I think that's all I have for today. If I get a chance, I'll go ahead and put some footage of what it looked like when I was gaming on it docked. Okay. It was, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was a sight to be seen. It was pretty amazing. And sitting in my living room and having this on my lap was pretty incredible as well. And this is not intrusive. You can slide this under your couch. You could put this anywhere. Like, it's not gonna bother anybody. And I've heard plenty of people saying like, I like gaming on a console because I want to game on my TV. And then you hear the PC master race talking about, well, you could connect your PC to your TV, and everybody knows nobody does that. Nobody connects their PC to the TV. Obviously, I'm being facetious. I know some of you do. it's not really nobody. But it is kind of intrusive if you walk into a living room and you see a massive PC tower just sitting next to someone's TV. You're kind of wondering, what's going on. Versus having something like this that you can hide behind a TV or whatever, and that's how you navigate. And you just pull this out from the couch or whatever, and now that you literally have the PC in your living room. I think that's pretty cool. The technology is amazing. This is day 4. Remember, I have 14 days that I could continue to try this and get full money back if I don't like this. The goal is for this ally to win me over completely and not make me return it in 14 days. And the reason I'm doing this and I'm doing this journey with you guys is because this is a very, very, very expensive item. The novelty right now is still amazing me. The performance still amazes me. The only thing are the minor bugs and different issues that I experience from time to time because it is a Windows PC. See, sometimes PC gamers they they already are used to troubleshooting things. So when something comes up to them, it's just normal PC life. They're not too worried about it. They just troubleshoot it and then they move on and go. But for someone that's mostly a console gamer, when you launch a game on one of these apps, you expect the game to run. Sometimes it doesn't. Or when you're playing a game will crash. Well, I mean, you're not really used to that on console games crashing, at least not frequently or whatever. Whereas in PC, stuff like that happens. Or sometimes you'll open up a game and it'll be in a shorter window mode instead of being in full mode. And you're wondering, like, what happened? Last time it was in a full window mode. Or an update will come, and then next thing you know, you got to change your audio drivers and all that other stuff. So this is a PC, guys. I don't know how else to stress that, which means it comes with the pros of the PC and it also comes with the headache of a PC as well. I am still thoroughly impressed with this device, and if you are a Xbox gamer and part of the Xbox ecosystem, to me this device is a no-brainer, especially over the Steam Deck, just because it can run Game Pass natively. Now, the Steam Deck, you can get Game Pass, and I'm sure it's not too difficult to get Game Pass on there. But again, with this, they literally offered you a 3-month supply of Game Pass Ultimate for free. That's how much they promote it, And I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure that Xbox app was already downloaded on this. So yeah, it's extremely easy. Oh, something else about day 4. I'm getting better understanding different things of with this device. So for instance, I complained about how this Windows 11 and the screen, a lot of the stuff you got to do with your fingers, and you got this, it's a touch screen, right? And it sucks because then you get fingerprints on it and everything. Well, I learned that I've always seen the mouse pointer since day 1, right? I always seen the mouse pointer. But I thought that pushing on R3 was the mouse click. Apparently, I was extremely wrong. The mouse click is actually the right bumper, guys. Just so you guys know, the right bumper is the mouse click. So when you hover over an app, if you hit that right bumper, that's how you open that app up. Now, some apps, I think Game Pass does it. As soon as you're in the app, it takes you off of it doesn't let you see the pointer anymore. So now you're just using it like you're scrolling through all the things with this. I guess they try to make it easier for you. I wish they wouldn't have done that. I wish they would have kept the pointer because, like, for instance, now that I want to exit, right? I can't exit unless I do something like a command prompt, and then I come here and then I exit it like that, and then I go back and then I click, right? If I don't want to touch the screen, I could have also touched the screen by and just exit it that way as well. Different functions that I'm learning as well. So for instance, if I hit this back button and I do that, it pulls up the windows, right? If I want to pull up the keyboard because it's not working in browser, I'll hit this right back button back here, the one in the back, and I hit up on the pad and it'll pull up the keyboard, right? And I'm learning all this stuff literally from YouTube and from Google because there's no freaking tutorial for this thing. There's no tutorial for this thing. It's almost, again, it's like a PC, man. I'm telling you, every every person out there that owns a PC and has messed with PCs for a while, they have their own little prompts and command prompts and stuff like that that they know what to they know what to do. Somebody out there know what FN and 7 or function key and the number 7 does off the top of their heads, right? I don't. I have no idea. You have no idea. Or function key and 3 and or whatever. You know, all these things matter, right? All these things do different things. Control Alt and A if you have a GeForce Now graphics card. I think brings up like shadow play. You know, so these are things that people that are gaming on PC all the time understand and know. That for us, you know, people that just don't game typically on PC, we wouldn't know. I, however, am enjoying my time with this device. I'm having a blast. I'm consistently blown away by just by what I'm doing with it. Just by what I'm doing with